Hi, it's me, Kathy. Today I'm at Bob's Burgers for a table read of the animated show. And of course, I needed a new purse, charm, and chain. Take a look at a little bit behind the scenes here. I couldn't take pictures of much, but it is so cool over here. I'm going to show you how I make this purse charm using a doll from Five Below. I grabbed this Louise little action figure. Let's go ahead and open her up. They had all the different Bob's Burgers figures, but she's my fave. So I'm going to drill a hole in the top of her head. I'm using one of these little hand drills. It comes with different sizes of drill bits, and then you're just going to twist it. These are my favorite for doing little jewelry pieces. I make these with Dollar Tree items all the time also. So I'm just going to drill a little hole in there. I'm using a drill bit, and making a hole that's smaller than my screw head. I'm using a screw head that's got a loop at the top and just screwing that in. You can add a dot of glue there, like an E6000, to extra secure that in. Make sure it's going the direction that you want. Now, it's important for purse charms that you use a wire. This is a bead-along wire. You can use any brand. I don't recommend stretchy cord. We're going to put that wire through the loop, and then I'm adding a crimp bead. This is a crimp tube, and I'm going to use my crimp pliers to flatten that, crimp it, and fold it over. So this is a three-part process, I should say. So you're going to flatten it, crimp it, and then fold it in half. I'll link all of these different tools in the description below. Okay, now that that is crimped on, I'm going to thread on some decorative beads. And for these beads, I'm just matching the colors of the Bob's Burger theme. So I've got my yellow and my red, and then my pink to match my little character. I've added a gold bead to the top and another crimp tube. And now I'm going to add a jump ring. This is just a jump ring that's oval shaped. You can use any kind. I'm sliding that down to the bottom. So I'm going to have that crimp bead right next to the jump ring. And then we have our little decorative bead there. So you just gotta kind of work it into position. And then I'm going to thread my wires through the bead. So you can see there, I've just got my wires going through, and then we'll cut off the extra. And once that's cut off, I'll come in with my crimp tool again, and I will crimp that bead. Let's get those tucked in. You don't want to have any rough edges. And now we'll just go in with our crimping tool and go ahead and crimp that tube down. We're going to flatten, fold the crease, and then fold it in half. These tubes are really great. If you have a crimp bead, that works well too. You can use either one. I just happen to have a lot of these crimp tubes on hand. So you can see now we've got that all attached. Okay, let's do some letter beads. And I've got these gorgeous beads, and again, I'm using that wire. So I'm going to go ahead and do that same concept where I'm going to cut off a piece of wire. We're going to use those crimp tubes. We're going to add a jump ring to the end. And then I'm going to use the tool again. And then from there, you can add whatever beads you want. I did sort of lay this out first to get my placement and my measurement. And then I'm going to add on my letter beads, and I'm using a famous quote from Bob's Burgers. This is one of Louise's favorite quotes. Let's see if you know what it is. I smell fear on you. And then we're going to repeat that process at the end using the jump ring again, using the crimp bead, pulling it tight, just like so. And then we will go ahead and add our extra wire through the beads, trim that off, and use that same crimping tool to go ahead and crimp off that bead at the end. Now for this, I did go ahead and purchase a store-bought purse chain. This is from the craft store. This was from Hobby Lobby, I believe. I'm going to go ahead and add that to it. I'm not really sure about the pearls that came on there. Okay, I'm thinking it's a little bit much, and I feel like it distracts from the beads. So I'm thinking I'm going to remove these pearls. So it's as easy as just using my jump rings to open up that, using my pliers to open up that jump ring. Yes, much better. I like the way this looks much better. And I'll use those pearls for a different project. Now all I have to do is add my little purse charm to the end there. I'm just clipping that on. Let's give that a good press. I love how this turned out. I had such a fun day at Bob's Burgers. I hope you like this project. Thanks so much for watching. I'll be back with another fun project to share with you.